Hey there, honey bunnies. Welcome to episode 77 of the Sovereign Storytellers podcast with your host, Michelle Wolf. I wanted to drop in with you today because I talk a lot about the importance of being embodied, being in your body. I don't know where that accent came from. All of a sudden, embodiment. I'm from the South. We don't talk like that. Um, and I just listened to the mid-March energy update from Lee Harris. You can find him on YouTube. You can find. I just posted it on Twitter. On Twitter, I'm at Michelle Wolf 11, or you can go to his Twitter channel, which is at Lee Harris Energy, and look for the mid-March update. And he mentioned this thing. It's about embodiment. Like you've got to get in the body. And I know that I hammer on that a lot, and all of my offerings are about that. Being empowered, being in your body, can't manifest without it. My most recent blog post, if you haven't seen it, is thatmichellewolf.com/blog. And it is your body is a magnet for manifestation. If you're not in your body, you are not as effective in what you're trying to do here. And it's a sticking point for me, and I can get a little assy about it. I'll own it, that I can be a little snooty about how much time is spent, snooty, judgy, critical, whatever you want to call it. I'm just owning that. Because it's a thorn, it's a pain. When I hear people doing it, it's very painful in my system because I know that it doesn't work, and I know that it's, in a sense, wasting time. And I have a 5 profile line, so we like to be practical. We want to take this lofty stuff and make it practical and useful and get shit done and be a leader and do all the things that 5s do. When we're spending a whole lot of time, I'm not talking about curiosity, exploration for the fun of exploration. I'm talking about the people who are so fixated on, I'm a star being, or I'm a star this or a star that, or I'm from here or there, somewhere up in the sky. I don't belong on this planet. I shouldn't be here. That kind of stuff. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, oh, that's cool, the Pleiades system, soul group, whatever, the star, Sirius, whatever. There's all kinds of fun things to think about, and our minds are designed for that. We're meant to explore novel ideas and surf the cosmos and dabble in all the things in our mind. And we are in a body on a planet, and this body belongs to the planet, and it has certain requirements. And if you're living in the in your head, if the greater part of your existence is surfing the cosmos and you're not physically present, can you see how that would make life hard in certain areas? I've been saying for a long time that addictions are a desperate attempt by the body to get us in here, to reconnect. I say to clients a lot, your body misses you. Cravings are your body letting you know you've been gone too long. Anxiety is a disembodied head. I'm, not a therapist, not a doctor, but was a therapist, was not a doctor. I missed that boat because I thought I couldn't do it. But anxiety is your mind run amok. It's disconnected. An anxious mind is a mind left alone too long, not connected to the body. The body will calm the mind. The body, when you're in union with mind, body, soul, you remember that, oh, the mind is just doing its spinny mind dance. That's what it does. It's nothing I need to pay attention to. You can enjoy the thoughts and the curiosities about star beings and this and that kind of stuff. You can enjoy the concept of it without letting it be an excuse to stay out of your body, to stay like a talking head that hates the body, doesn't like the body, doesn't want to feed it appropriately, doesn't want to make sure it gets enough sleep, doesn't give a flying fuck about it, can't wait to get out of it. That, to me, that is like such, first of all, it hurts my heart because I can hear people's bodies and the pain that that the body consciousness experiences when it's left all alone, when it's not cared for. When it's meant to be the driver and it's forced into the back seat, or worse, forced into the trunk, like all the way in the back, not given any sovereignty, not given any power. That hurts. When I feel that physically, and it hurts. So I'm aware of that. I'm also aware of when you have someone, and if you've been someone, and I've been that, where you're just in your head, it is such a flat experience of this world. When you start to become embodied and reconnect with your body, there's a richness and complexity that you don't have access to when you're rejecting being physical. I like what Lee Harris said today, and this is such a good point that I'd never thought of. It's very easy for us to be not embodied, to die. That we have exit points, and I agree with this too because I've experienced them. We have points along our lifeline, our lifetime, where we can choose. I've had a couple where I was extremely aware that I could have left. I had a choice point. And what he said this morning is that if you're still here, there's a reason for that. And that's a really good way to think of it, to another thing to add to the bucket of the way we can think about these things. If you're still here, if you're still in a body, then there's still stuff to do. And getting in the body will get you clear a whole lot faster on what your stuff is here to do. And it's a painful process, and I understand why people don't do it. I tell my clients all the time, and I have since forever, even as a baby therapist, I told people it takes an enormous amount of courage to go into therapy, to go through personal transformation, to stick with it, to keep going one step after another, to train yourself. You think training your physical body to get healthy is rough? Try training yourself to feel emotion while you're in a physical body. That's some fucking guts right there. I tell people all the time, when you come into therapy or you come into deep transformational coaching, it's like I'm here saying, here, give me your hand. We're going to put it on this hot stove and now leave it there. And I promise it'll get better. If you think about it, what kind of lunatic does that? What kind of crazy ass person says, yeah, let's tear me all apart and put me back together with a promise? All I can say is, I promise it gets better. If you do it, if you keep showing up, it works if you work it. No shit. Like, no shit. It works when you keep going. As long as we're going to have temporary times when we're like, never mind. I take it back. I don't want to be in a body. I want to go back to just exploring, star concepts and hanging out in the cosmos and not deal with this physical self. I get it. That's normal. You work, you do some stuff, you take a break. As long as you keep coming back, you will get in your body. You will experience a sense of love for your body the same as you experience for your child. But all I can do is promise you that if you keep going, it will happen. If you slow down, if you do your daily practice, if you have a sincere desire to get with your emotions and stop blocking them. Have you ever, I know if you're listening to this podcast, you're probably sensitive and empathic to some degree. So, have you ever had the experience where you're talking to someone and it's like your body is trying to find a way to connect to them? And it's like talking to a radio. It's like literally like a radio head, like blah, 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 blah. Stuff's coming out of the face, but you can't get a sense of them. That's someone who's totally disconnected from their emotions, totally cut off from they're not glowing and shining through their body. It's just a head that's talking. Energy coming through the head center, through the third eye, right out the throat. There's nothing underneath it to make it rich and complex. It's the difference between a shitty fried apple pie from Burger King and a homemade, richly flavorful, complex apple pie that you made from scratch. Complex. It's a plain color versus a kaleidoscope. Plain color is walking through life, just your head. Yada, yada, yada going on in your head, pushing away your feelings through addictions and whatever. Versus a kaleidoscope that's always changing, always turning, different shapes, different colors. You can't wait to get up and look at it because it's constantly in motion. It's so exciting and fulfilling, and you feel the kaleidoscope of yourself when you're in the body. You can go into the forest, out for a walk, and smell things you never smelled before, and be aware that something's looking at you, and turn and look and see, depending on where you are, a flock of turkeys, a squirrel, a bird. Your body is that sensory, the most fantastic, complex sensory receiver of information. It receives the awareness something's looking at us. It will turn your eyes. Oh, there's a little squirrel. Oh, there's a bear. That hasn't happened to me, but I do admit I get a little nervous this time of year walking. It lets you know if someone is safe or not. You don't have to trust other people. You just have to trust your body. In human design, trust your authority. Your authority in your body, which is in your body. There's only two that are external, and it still goes through the body. The two external ones, now that I said that, you're probably like, well, which one are they? Is lunar authority and mental, environmental, sounding board authority. It has like 6 different names. Projectors and reflectors. Your body is who you need to trust. Your body will tell you which of the other human beings are trustworthy or not. Which situation is good for you, healthy for you. Which food is good for you, healthy for you. And it may change by the day. Some days I eat a lot of sugar. Other days I don't eat any at all. Some days I eat a lot of food. Some days I don't eat hardly any food. Your body will tell you. But you have to take it on faith, right? That's the hard part, is you have to have somebody going, hey, I have been in the talking head zone, and it's taken me a long time to get back in touch with my body and to start to have these experiences on a daily basis. But I tell you, if you keep going, it's so worth it. It's so worth it. You get to let people be who they are, including your close partnerships. You stop trying to make them change their appearance. You stop telling them, well, if you would just lose weight, if you would just dress better, if you would just get a different job or whatever, all the bossy shit I've never told anybody they should lose weight, but that's not cool. But you know what I mean. If you would only unload the dishwasher without me having to ask, the conditionalness, let it go in your relationships. You let people be who they are. You let people come and go as they please because you're not dependent on their actions for any sense of joy in yourself. When your relationships are like that, they're like the icing on the cake, but you're the cake. And it's nice if you have icing, if you like icing, but you're not dependent on it. You don't throw a fit if the icing misbehaves or wears that damn shirt. You know, the world itself becomes a magical place. And magical in the sense that the world is always as the world is, but the magic is, oh, it was there right in front of you all the time, but you couldn't see it because you were just a talking head. You were so obsessed with not having a body, with being from another solar system and not happy about being here. Like being here is like body prison, earth prison. I screwed up in the Pleiades and now I'm in prison on earth, stuck in this clunky body. That's not helpful. I don't love things that are not helpful to having a full experience in this body, on this planet, in this moment, right now. Other stuff, again, that's for the head to explore and have fun with. It's not a great way to live. It keeps you disconnected from your magnetism, from your ability to attract. It keeps you talking about law of attraction and writing a bunch of affirmations, but you never get to live it because if you're going to live it, you've got to be in your body and you're disconnected from it because you don't like it. If you have the channel 4323, the gate 43, or you have I don't want to go into too much detail, but there's aspects of your human design chart that will always have you feeling like an outsider. That doesn't mean you're not supposed to be here. You're here to observe and bring in new information, not to be here and observe and feel sorry for yourself that you're always an outsider and you want to be an insider. If you were an insider, you couldn't see what you're here to see and bring forward. You're a leading edge person. The leading edge person can't be in what's here now in the group. You have to be present in your body so you can feel what's trying to come in next. Our world, our energy system is constantly in flux. It's always changing, always changing, always changing. That is a good thing. That's a good thing. And you get to be part of that if you're in your body, if you will own your place, if you will say, there's some really cool stuff about being an outsider. Because I can see the group and go, oh, we need to start talking about this because in 6 months it's going to be a thing. You get to feel that trendsetter part of you, that trend spotter that sees something coming down the pike, and you can start talking about it. And with right timing. If you start talking about it and you're just like hammering people with it, they won't hear you because they're like, what are you even talking about? You're nuts. That doesn't even make sense. When you're like, no, I feel it. I heard it. I see it. They can't hear you without right timing. And remember that what you see is not for everyone. And timing is important. You have to start talking about what's coming before it's here because that's what you're here to do. And you have to be comfortable and okay and secure in your physical home so that you don't suffer from pity parties that you don't belong to some magical thing that doesn't even exist. I like that Corey Michelle calls it the lie of belonging. It's a lie. You belong to your physical body, you belong to this planet. That's enough. That's more than enough if you'll let it be. And humans are fascinating. As a species, we are fascinating creatures. I love Shakespeare. I know that makes me a nerd. But I love Shakespeare's plays because they capture so beautifully the human condition that never changes. Those plays are hundreds of years old. Hundreds of years. And they're still so magical and relevant today because those things don't change. Human is as human does as human is, right? Okay. So, part rant, part advice. Accept the fact that if you're here because there's a reason for you to be here. And you will know that reason and be able to live that reason better and beautifully in your body, accepting your body, loving the stars and loving the earth, loving the cosmos. Go surf the cosmos. Go play out in the multiverse with your consciousness and bring it all back to your body and experience that rich kaleidoscope experience. You get to play with all the colors and all the shapes and feel all the feelings, which on the one side is like, oh, hell no. Hell no. I don't want to feel all the feelings. Trust me, you do. Trust me, you do. When you take the judgment off of them, it's like constant rivers of sensation flowing through you, and it's amazing and fun. It's not scary on the other side. It's not. It's incredible. That's what we are missing out on when we refuse to take care of our body, when we refuse to admit that we have one, when we actively complain and moan about it. I don't belong here. You do. That's your head. Okay? And my advice is to start with the breath. You want to get back connected to your body? Start a daily practice. 5 to 10 minutes a day of being present with your body and just breathing in and out. You don't have to do a special pattern. You don't have to go to a class. Sit on your bed and breathe for a few minutes before you get up. At night before you go to sleep, sit there and breathe a few minutes and say, body, I know that we have been on a rocky path and I've tried to pretend you weren't here. Just open the door. I have a process that's coming for you that's low price and easy to do. It's the animal avatar journey. Some of you have done it with me. My patrons are going to get it for free. And then other people will be able to get it for $49. And it's a guided journey to get you back in touch with your body. And it's a real simple, fun, beautiful way to start to reconnect. And I highly, highly recommend you start to reconnect. Just start. Pick a place and start. If all you can love is the shape of your little finger, then by God, love the hell out of that little finger. Say hello to it in the morning. If the only part of you can love is the color of your eyes, amplify that. Start there. Start anywhere. And then I do recommend you go listen to Lee Harris's mid-March update. It's very good. And he says this whole concept better than I. But I wanted to add my voice to the mix and just reiterate. One of the best things you can do is stop looking for money and start reconnecting to your body. Stop looking for love, start reconnecting to your body. Stop freaking out about everybody and everything and trying to change your kids and your partner and reconnect to your body. If you'll do that one thing, all the other stuff will start to unravel and you'll be able to see what's up. Okay, so look for the Animal Avatar Journey if you want to join on Patreon now. Patreon.com/MichelleWolf11. No big surprise there. And you get a ton of stuff for $50 a month. A ton. And then when I bring out little things like this, you get those for free. Well, it's not for free. It's part of your membership. But there's so much that comes with that package. And then for human design, thatmichellewolf.com/human design. One session will change your world. Going over your chart in relation to what you're doing, not me just telling you this is here and that is there, but telling you that this is here and that is there, and here's how you work with it, makes me different than a lot of human design people out there. I'm not perfect. I'm not an expert. I wouldn't call myself an expert. I'd say I'm intermediate. The difference is as I have the therapy background that changes it and makes it practical, right? I got the 5. I want to be practical. Okay, in the meantime, enough chatter. Think less, feel more, take extra good care of yourself. Please stay home if at all possible. Take care of yourself during this time that we're going through so much change. All right, so much love to you. Talk to you later.